Well, today is November 11th, 22. Again, it happened this morning. Lowlifes and idiots. Follow me. Again. Again. People that can't wipe their own butt. Even after Krista confronted Michelle. And she showed up outside my clients on Turquoise Street a couple days ago. Because they tell people I have charges. They lied to them. Okay? They lied to them. And say that police want them to follow me around, harass me. The police would never want you to follow me around and harass me. It's stalking and menacing. They would never include the public in their case. They would never, ever cause a hate crime. You can't be this stupid. You really aren't that stupid. And if you are, you need help. Yeah. And I told you that I seen Krista. She's a counselor at Faith Family Church. She should know better. I went through their divorce counseling. Got to know her and her husband and the other counselors. Okay. And she's watching me in my day hab at Zeppo Park a couple days ago. Inside the tape in it. Walking around looking at me. I'm like, what? I smiled and said hi. I thought, oh my God, they got her watching me today. So I go out and I get everybody loaded up and she's by the van. She's by the fucking van. Okay? So I make sure I get everybody in, and on the other side the windows don't open and they can't hear. So I make sure I say something to her. I want this to stop. She's like, well, how are you? And I said, well, it's been rough. My ex-husband he was dating a retired Judge Pete's daughter, Michelle. And him and her tried to have me killed for them to get everything. I said, we moved up there, and on the 6th day, we weren't even moved in. They kicked in my door. They started stalking me with little button cameras. They said they photoshopped shower scenes to make me look weird. And I woke up with bruises, and they date rape drugged me and then lied to people they had sodium pentothal reports. She's like, you will be found innocent of everything, Karen. I looked at her, I said, I already was. I take and work, I do home health care, and I work at a day hab. I was found innocent of everything years ago. I just got my med certification. I can pass medicine in the state of Ohio. I had to pass another FBI background check. I had to have fingerprints and everything. I was found innocent of everything years ago. What are you talking about? I said they just lie to people I have charges. I gotta go. That's what she said. I gotta go. And she left in a hurry. Well, outside my client for regular home health care, she was out there about 4 o'clock in the evening. Just a couple days ago. And she said, Krista called me today and said none of this is funny. She's seen her out. She takes care of people for a living. And she just got some kind of medical license. I called him. He said that figures. She takes care of people for a living because she's always done really well at taking care of people. I took care of his mother when I was 18. She had Parkinson's, and then his dad had Alzheimer's. And this is the way he repays me. Okay? And it was no one should ever say a word to her. All those tapes before were the people trying to help us get everything, nothing else. It was all them and not her. And then after it started, it was just more people helping us get everything, and that's it. Nobody should ever say a word to her. It was just people helping us get everything. I told you there was a young blonde girl at Faith Family Church, 1920, 95 to 100 pounds, had a bunch of me and friends, said her dad worked the case. She even said her dad was FBI. Okay? She admitted to seeing me on the toilet. She's a peace sweater lady, where I was in the bathroom in Ravenna. My sweater sleeve fell down. When I stood up to flush the toilet, I pushed it up, and I'm OCD off the chart. So what I did is I flushed the toilet, took the sweater off, washed my arm up to my elbow, and tried on 2 different sweaters, went to church, and her and her me and friends don't sit by her. She's got a peace sweater on. Well, I changed the sweater, bitch. I had my grandson Daniel with me and my other grandson Tyler, and we're sitting in church, and they didn't understand what they were saying behind us. I kept turning around looking. Said, I'm glad they beat her. Do you think those guys have raped somebody for us? Oh yeah, all we have to do is ask them. And they walk off laughing. Okay. They've been saying it's Will's mean kids making fun of her. A year ago, they said it was one of the guys' kids, and that's why they all helped out. Then they came out that it was retired Judge Pete. It's Michelle's family, whoever Michelle is. Well, I take this back. Sunday, November 6th at Central Baptist on West Test, 10 o'clock in the morning. Some lady's been running it. She's in there. She's like, I've been running this for a while. You don't want to put your name on this bitch. I told the guy that said she was faking she was sick and faking she got well that to knock it off, she said, improve, bitch. The case first started, came up and said that strange. And I'm like, look, here's an MRI report, here's blood work, here's the scars, this is what happened. I had a whole box of documents. Holding up, took pictures of it because I knew they had a copy of my phone, so they'd have it. I said, you know what, I'm not home, you can come over and look at it if you want to. I got proof I was sick. Okay? So he knew in 18. He just paid off by strange. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I told him to knock it off. I heard they were getting even with her because she said something to someone. The guy's like, well, it came out the agent she called back actually is the one that went and told on her at that church, and that officer witnessed it, and he didn't tell on him. We talked to him. He actually witnessed him telling on her before she called him back. Oh my Lord, and they walked out. Okay. See, how much you want to bet Michelle's Will's baby girl? And that's why Dave threatened to punch me in the face for going to Faith Family Church, because one of his little whores that were helping him get everything went to that church. It's a church of 3,000. That's why they had people following me around. They said I had charges. They went to the police, and they tried to say the police taped me before and all this other stuff. I went to the police. I confronted them. It's called a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Miss Hall, we were never in your home. We weren't in your home or anybody else's home outside of protect a life case. That would be illegal. And I said, you couldn't look or listen to the Fourth Amendment. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and they have to speak to everyone before they start. Yes. And I said, and I told them about the shower scene, the date rape, drug confessions, the police departments, all the people that knew of it. And I had bruises. Miss Hall, what these people are saying is illegal, nor could we ever look or listen. Just like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, it comes down to no matter what. And it comes down to no matter what until Will took your statement at the Canton FBI. They couldn't even be in your home. It would be illegal for them to be in your home. So, yeah, that's why when I called Will back after what happened the night before at Paymer's, I tried to tell him what happened at Huntington Bank on the 21st of 18. Okay? Where Dave called me, where are you at? I'm buying something for dinner. Where he had held me down that he hired killers. Where I overheard Terry's phone call. The church is taking up the $25,000 for the Ron Bega group. Yeah. For the lies for strange. Let's see. And then Sarah and her manager and her co-worker of Katie saying that her church was going to have me killed. And I told you, some of the guys said that Dave was actually dating Katie before and they were helping. And Katie's a millionaire. She owns a dairy farm and horse that she could have took off a loan and paid me off, and I just signed an annulment. Let's see. And then realized attempted break-in, knowing where the security system, the Perry police, it was Dave. The following round, and you told me to go that way, and I was linked back to Harold Strange's great niece's Facebook friend, and you know, the attempted carjacking you took off. You don't have 4 attempts on your life, you know, without somebody actually really trying to kill you. And I tried to tell him that, you know, at Huntington Bank, it was set up. Now, this is the front of the store, okay? Way over in the corner, the far corner. If this is the far corner, this is in the front of the bank, okay? I mean, in the front of Giant Eagle, there is a flu station. You go down, there's a big pharmacy. There's a match. There's an ATM for Huntington Bank, help desk, and out. That's it. That's it, okay? So, I'm already so paranoid, out of my mind, that I was so stupid I thought he was just cheating. And all these attempts in my life, why wouldn't I think it was him and them? You know, but I've been married 33 years. You don't want to think your husband would actually do this. You don't. You don't. You have children together. You have grandchildren together. They wouldn't do this, right? They wouldn't do this. Yeah, they would. They want everything. They would. So what I did is I looked up and he called me, where you at? I'm buying something for dinner. I got, he said he got a phone call to make. I'm like, don't go. He had already held me down how he was going to have me killed for his girlfriend. And then all, the phone call didn't hang up, and how the Wham group's involved with the 25 grand. Katie breaking into 3 people in the mall. They were going to have me killed, and realized the 4 attempts, it was all them. And the lady impersonating cost me that job. How stupid was I? Now I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I realize I'm going to end up moving out. Okay? So I see they're giving flu shots, and I thought, well, I better get it, because I don't know where I'm going to end up. So I get the flu shot. I walk along the whole front of the pharmacy. I got dizzy. Sat down on the bench, and I'm like, breathe. Just breathe. You're okay. Breathe. And I hear the voice. I can't believe she's here. Well, it's the same one. I got her. Whew, head up. Put over her head and chased me in front of Terry Coberly. And I barely got away. Like she said that they weren't going to let you go. I'll let you go alive, Karen. They would have got a hold of you. The way the guy was going after you. I stand up and turn my car. He comes up behind me. I'd stab you right here now if it wasn't for the security guard. And I look up and I see him. Lady's like, are you just going to stab her and get it over with? He's like, I can't risk it. I won't make it out. So I turn my car right into the bank. I want to open an account. I thought, you'll do this right in front of somebody then. You'll do this in front of someone. Okay? And the Pizza Hut lady walks out around in me. And waitress, older blonde lady. I get paid to watch her. He's like, lady, stay out of it. She's like, no, I get paid to watch her. And she lays her head down the desk, and so he's trying to get her head on camera. He's like, lady, I mean it. Stay out of it. It won't be worth it. No, I get paid to watch her. Well, the guy that tried to kidnap me, tried to carjack me, just threatened to knife me by the ATM, walks out and around me, and she walks off, and Dave calls me back, and I put him on hold. And you want to know, they got those 2 in there. I didn't know if they had somebody else in there with a gun pointed on me or ready to stab me, so I just stood there like I was being held hostage. And it's like being held hostage, that you can't move. Okay? And I see a whole group of people leaving, and I leave with them. I get in the car and I freak out, and I drive down to here, and the African American lady spit in my face, and her white boyfriend's harassing me, and then another guy came up. What a shame. They had other people waiting. I get home, and Dave's bragging that his girlfriend's rich and powerful, and her family owns the place, and I wouldn't be able to withstand. I told him it wasn't a communist country. Nobody owned the place. So I called the FBI by the 23rd. And then I went fetal, and I couldn't get up. And then on the 4th day, or the 3rd day, I go out, and I can't. I felt like my head was spinning. They were date rape drugging me. It's a side effect afterwards. I go out and I start mowing the lawn, and I thought, what's wrong with me? I was being date rape drugged. Amnesia drugged. You don't remember. I just didn't know why I was being sick. So I start mowing the lawn, and I thought, well, I already gave that hotline Sarah's number, and her manager and her old co-worker that went to work with Katie. Her older blonde lady manager from sales went, and a young girl with brown hair and brown eyes went to work with Katie within a month or 2, and they all 3 came up and told me her church was planning on killing me. Conspiracy to commit murder. She should have went to jail. So I called Sarah, and Sarah said she'd witnessed. I bought her a card, put Will's number. He called and left a message, and I hadn't called him back. So we took it out to the mall. Her manager put it in her locker, went up to Apostolic Church of Tim. Paul Pamer got Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. And I walk off. Found out it was a Stark County sheriff in plain clothes that was up there witnessing Will telling on me. He pointed at the sheriff instead of Will when he was screaming at Dave, freaking out. They admitted it November 6, 22 at Central Baptist. The agent that called her back is the one that told on her, and that officer witnessed it before she even called him back. Okay, at 10 o'clock in the morning. My phone's bugged. It's tapped. I carry the mic on my hand. Okay. They had tape in there. He said it in front of people real loud, too. Okay. So, now, Dave threatens my life on the way home, swinging at me and run from him. Call Will back the next morning. I try to tell him what happened at Huntington, make you liar. I'm like, what? You liar? You confess your lie and I'll arrest you. And I'm like, what? He said, I said I'll put you in jail and I'll say it. And I'm like, what? He said, I said, say you're lying or I'll arrest you. I'm like, fine. He's like, I said I'll put you in jail and I'll say it. Say it! And so I did. And he starts laughing. I said, you're going to help me now, right? He's like, no, I just got you to say you're lying. Why would I help you? I said, I start rambling about all the times, the people that know that. Fine, I'll list you informant. You tell someone, I'll list you crazy. And no one can help you. It's called badgering. No coerced confession is admissible. Badgering anybody, they have to take your statement. And if they don't believe you're too damn bad, they have to take it and follow through. That's their job. They're investigator. They're higher police department. They're not Nazis. It's 1729, 1739 Department of Justice. They go to jail for that. It's tampering with evidence and obstruction to justice. And they can't put a stipulation on that if no one, if you tell someone no one can help you, that's a no way out. You can't ask for help then. And in any witness protection program, you can tell anybody you want. They can't say a word. He was just making up shit to scare me into being quiet, and he can't list me crazy. He's not a licensed psychiatrist. I'll tell you what, I was over at my client's the other night. It was on the news. Some prosecutors pulling FBI files. And said they were mean to some woman. They refer to her as a her, she. Sound familiar? That's what they refer to me as. And they're going to be going through all the cases where they said the female, or where people were mistreated. They might want to fix this. Will said he put an account set up for me with $5,000 a month in it. You owe me like $250,000. I expect you to pay the taxes. You let me get tortured and raped and publicly humiliated. And they've always said it's Will's mean kids making fun of me. I bet it's that young blonde girl. And how much you want to bet retired Judge Pete's just an uncle. And the Steve, Eric, Kirk, Chris, and Mark are just family friends and uncles. Like Michelle showed up after Krista yelled at, called her up and told her off. That none of this is funny. And that, yeah, she admitted outside my client's house on Turquoise Street 2 nights ago. That it was just the people helping get everything for them, and that's it. Some other guy was out there the other night. They want to call her the woman too stupid for another man. She just didn't know what they were doing to her. No, they were date rape drugging me. And how would I know they were button camera stalking me and photoshopping shower scenes? That's asinine. And that it's attempted murder. I just had bruises and I was sick. They were date rape drugging me. That's sick. And you make fun of me for people that could have took up offerings and just paid me off. Will could have put me in the witness protection program and let the government take care of me and move me and have me sign an annulment. They could have got everything that way. There is so many human ways they could have handled this. And for family members and friends to destroy the wife on this level. I'm not in trouble. I have no charges. I can pass an FBI background check. And what Will did is life in federal. And they keep bragging their crimes, daring somebody to arrest them. They have life in federal. Like they said, none of this is funny. I gotta get going. But it's not. And somebody does need to help me. And I would like my money. And with accumulation over time, I should have like $250. You can pay the taxes, and I'll take my things and go. I'll be like Dave. You want somebody else? I'll take my things and go. I'll just take my things and go. And he's like, you're not allowed to go. Jack and I had this plan since March. You wouldn't give up everything willingly. Oh my God, he's an asshole. Scared to death of him. And I'll tell you what, he wouldn't have anything to do with these people if they weren't helping to extort everything. They said that he's actually even showing the tape of them beating and raping me and thinking it's funny these people help hurt me for him. And that he thinks it's real funny. They stalked me. They photoshopped shower scene being asinine. And brag they did. More than 10 people went to the local police and date rape drugged me and told me to say stuff with amnesia drugs. It's really not funny. And I've never been questioned or wrongdoing. I've never been prosecuted. And I've never found guilty. And even Will told me to admit to no wrongdoing. He'd take care of everything in the end. And only for you and only for you. What did we ever do this for? We'll always put it back. as if it never happened, and you can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. It's the Witness Protection Program, for you'll have a life of peace as an informant. You can't get out. Even my friend that worked as a prosecutor, once you're in a Witness Protection Program, don't matter which one, you can never let you go. It's illegal too. Failure to protect is abuse and misconduct.